in this live as we share a little experience that I've gone through today that has made me to reflect and think back on some of the experiences that I've had before. And I am hoping that my audio is clear enough to share with you this experience. And first of all, I would wish to thank you all who have been part of this journey and this family of online evangelization through this YouTube social media platform. Today, I want to share with you an experience that is deeply touching me and is affecting our young generation. I make up when God has already made you. Today, as I was traveling for Mass, I was in a taxi, and once I entered this taxi, because I was running, it was drizzling, and a lady jumped into the same taxi so that we could travel together. And upon entering this taxi, it seems that she had applied a lot of makeup on the face. And therefore, because of the drizzling of the rain that was had happened, the face had some strange marks. I felt like telling this lady to do something about it, but I said, let me care for my privacy first of all, and never embarrass this lady in public because I was not alone in the car and we were not only the two of us. There were other people who were also in the same taxi. And so I decided just to continue the journey. But this thing reminded me of an experience that I had of a lady that I had instructed for marriage. As they were preparing for the sacrament of marriage, I had an opportunity to instruct them. And this made me eager to attend their wedding. And on the wedding day, I was shocked. I was left with a lot of questions wondering, is this really the person that I thought? Or this was someone else? Because the looks were so different. She looks different completely because of the makeups that she had applied on the face. And this I only realized when the time came for the husband to release the net out of the face. I put myself in the shoulders of the husband and say that if it was me, maybe I could have thought that this was not my wife. I don't know what he thought himself, but this was my own thinking. But let me tell you something that I know is that God has made us beautiful. God has made us wonderful. And in the creation story in the book of Genesis, we find that God is creating everything. God is creating the world. And after creating the world, He says, everything that He has created is beautiful. Everything that He has created is wonderful. Look, those are things that He created by His own words. What of a human being that He said, let me create this in my own image? It means that human being bears the greatest form of beauty. I bear the greatest form of beauty, you bear the greatest form of beauty. And that is why in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, it clearly says, chapter 1, verse 27, says that God created mankind in His own image. God created them male and female. He created them in His own image. Anything that I create in my own image, I always try to do it best. Anything that I use my hands to work on, I always give it my all. I want it to be the best. I want it to be something that if anyone else sees will appreciate. And this is what God did to us human beings. He made us the best. Never doubt what God has done in you. By starting to even now apply strange things that may make you regret the whole of your life. God has made us really unique. God has made us so beautiful. And that is why in the book of Song of Songs, it says that you are beautiful. Let me just read it physically. The book of Song of Songs, chapter 4, verse 7. This is all to you young ladies, all to you men who are not contented with how they look and really struggle to create something else apart from what God had already created. And in the book of Song of Songs, chapter 4, verse 7, it says, you are beautiful in every way, my friend. There is no flaw in you. Just as you are so beautiful. just as you are. You are so handsome. There is no mistake in what God has created in you. You are very beautiful just the way you are. Never focus on really adding up things that may cost you your life. Cementing your face. There are some people that you find their faces or their appearance are so different. If you look at them in their simple lifestyle, like if you see the person without any makeup, the person will look so beautiful. The person will look so handsome. But once he or she puts all those makeups on the face, the person changes totally and looks like something different. You are beautiful just the same way you are. Never doubt it. It may be a pleasure to apply all these sorts of things. It may be a pleasure to pin all around your ear, the nose, and everything, all parts of the body the way you want it to be. But does it mean that you are doubting what God did in you? Are you doubting God's work in you and in your life? Let us bear in mind that some of these things are chemicals. And once a chemical falls on a surface, there will be a permanent change. There will be something that will make you regret one day. I have a friend of mine who continuously shares with me that, brother, my face, I miss my old self. I miss how I used to look like. I applied this makeup because of a friend, but it is affecting me to date. Things are appearing in my face that I can't do without makeup anymore. Before you reach at this level where you can't really do without it, please, if you have a possibility of just remaining simple as you are, make it so. But I'm not saying that you should look unkempt because you want to look simple. Keep yourself to the standards that God created you and left you, and it will be the best. And this is the best that we can really think about. And we find that we are truly wonderfully and beautifully created. That is why in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 14, Psalms 139, verse 14 says, I praise you, God, because I am wonderfully made. Wonderful are all your works. Let us trust in this. Let us always believe in this. And put it in your heart, put it in your mind, put it in your ego that you are beautiful, you are wonderfully made. Never doubt this, my brothers and sisters. I never doubt it because I believe in God's handiwork and what He has created and what He has created in me is beautiful, is handsome. His work is the most perfect, is the art that is original. Let us keep the original art to be. And you see, God has made us with the original spare parts of our body. Once you start putting things, you confuse the originality of yourself. It is like now you are becoming a photocopy of who you should be. And once you do this, a photocopied material will never bear the originality of the original material. So keep yourself in the original state that you have already been made. Don't overdo, don't overcement your body, don't overdo things that are so strange on you. Keep yourself original. Hmm? I thank God for making me the way I am. See, if God was somebody who was so strange, you find that He had made your nose upside down, looking up. But God already saw the beauty of how you should be and how you should look like. And finally, I would like to say that some of us, I think even in your family or in the people you meet with, immediately when you put on these makeups, people will wonder who this really is. I remember once we were young, and there was a lady who had just traveled to the town, the city, and when she came back to the village, she had bleached and her body had almost changed. So when she came back, people used to call her Mzungu to mean a white. But the problem is that this lady was not so much educated. It means that she did not know English. She could not communicate fluently in English. Neither could she communicate in Kiswahili. She only could communicate in Luo. So sometimes people could say that let let them. We have a Muzungu who is a dumb, like she cannot speak. She's a Mzungu who cannot speak in Kizungu. It means that she is not original in herself. Please, my brothers and sisters, keep yourself original. There are some diseases that might come because of such makeups or such things that you try to introduce to your body. Sometimes I say that our old grandparents lived long because they appreciated who they were and how they were. They lived so long. You could find they lived at 80s, 90s, some even 100 years. But for us now, we are struggling to live even beyond 40. We are struggling, literally struggling to live beyond this because of some of the things that we are introducing to our own selves, to our own lives. A lot of the chemicals that we are putting on our body, then you find yourself having several diseases, several complications, several things. Whereas God already made you so balanced, so beautiful, so handsome, with the view that you will live to experience His goodness in the world. Be proud of yourself. All the parts of you are created well. Even if people tell you you are ugly, no, you are not. I have that self ego that God created me beautiful and I am beautiful. I am wonderful. And that is why when we hold on to our originality, that imperishable beauty in us will always remain on us. We will never be corrupted. And that is why in the book of First Peter, First Peter chapter 3, verse 3 to 4 says, First Peter chapter 3, verse 3 to 4 says, Your, ad- your adornment should not be on the external one, braiding the hair, wearing of gold jewelries, or dressing in fine clothes, but rather the hidden character of the heart expresses the imperishable beauty of the gentle and calm disposition, which is precious in the sight of God. God has implanted in us an imperishable beauty that no one can ever take from us. Let us remain to preserve our originality, to preserve our beauty, and to keep it alive in our generations and even generations to come. God made you, He made you so well, He made you the best. Remain to be the best. Never corrupt yourself, but remain to be the best with the originality that God has implanted in you. Thank you so much for joining this live, and thank you so much for always being part of this family. I pray to continue journeying together with you in this online ministry. Be blessed, and let us meet next time when we share the next experiences. And in case you have anything that you wish us to share together, always feel free to put it on the comment section. Any questions, any suggestions, I will always be ready and willing to share with you my faith, and you will share in your faith, and we journey together as a people of faith. We are pilgrims, and we remain to be pilgrims. Thank you so much. Be blessed and blessed Sunday. Happy Easter season.